to Giggsy. Come on, 1, 2, 3. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Ryan. Happy birthday.
Thanks, guys.
Thank
you. I was trying to keep it quiet, but thanks for that.
40 years of age, which is staggering. Is that the magic number? Is that the year that you want to retire?
I don't know. I've never been guided really by the age, just by how I felt, and if I'm contributing, I'm still getting picked, still enjoying it. That's the sort of markers that I look for, and all them things, you know, I feel like I'm doing. Yeah, I probably can contribute a little bit more, but hopefully that'll come as the season goes on. But no, just because I've turned 40, it doesn't mean that, you know, that's it. If I felt like that, then I might as well just pack it in now. But I still feel good and still enjoying it, so no, not really.
Is there a difference in how you feel now, nearly upon your 40th birthday, to say 2 years ago? Are you exactly the same in terms of fitness?
No, the older you get, I mean, you'll probably know this, I think when you have a bad game, you sort of, you know, I didn't feel fit enough, I didn't feel right. You start sort of asking questions of yourself, because you're critical of yourself, you're, you know, my own biggest critic. But
are those doubts creeping in?
No, they don't. I think they creep in for a bit, but you know, you had bad games when you were 19, you had bad games when you were 23, 26, 28.
Quite a few from what I remember.
But no, I think when you have a bad game when you're 38, 39, then his legs have gone. You know, he's too old. So, you know, but that's something that you've got to deal with.
One of the questions you face more than any other junior career is, why didn't you play for England? And I know it irks you and angers you. Explain why.
No, I mean, obviously I'm Welsh through and through, and I was born in Wales and moved to England when I was 7. Moved to Manchester when I was 7. I think the confusion comes is that I played for England schoolboys when I was 14. So from then on, people would see me play. Yeah, but you played for England. But that was because I went to an English school. I couldn't have played for the Welsh schoolboys. So yeah, it's the question that I get asked most, and yeah, it's frustrating. So thanks for asking again. Yeah.
So you're 7 years in Cardiff,
yeah.
And you've lived 33 years in Manchester. Where's home?
I class myself as a Welsh Salfordian.
Is that a new type of person?
No, it is. I mean, I'm Welsh. All my family are in Wales. Grandparents, cousins, aunties. I love playing for Wales. I love going back home. But you know, Salford, Manchester is home now.
What are the differences between this season and last season in terms of the managerial setup, the coaching setup?
Well, just when I thought we got rid of one Neville, another Neville comes back, so that's been a major change. No, I think obviously it's a massive change with Sir Alex going, but the gaffer's come in this year, and of course he's got his own ways of doing things, and I think the players have took it on board. I've really enjoyed the training, really enjoyed the way the manager works, and I think probably the inconsistent start is down to the players not playing as well as they can do.
So would you say the players need to take responsibility for the inconsistent start? Because obviously as a new manager, he's been put under pressure.
Well, now I'm a coach, then I think you've got to put it on the players, yeah. It's all the players. No, I think it's a mixture, isn't it, of the staff and the players. You know, we win together, we lose together. But you know, early performances, they weren't good enough, and now we're starting to see that the players what they're capable of, and I think the manager is starting to see, you know, the champions, and why we were champions, and just getting little glimpses of that. Now we need to see it and try and see out the season and get to around Christmas time around the top. You don't necessarily need to be top, but going into the new year knowing what we have to do.
Is there any one particular thing that you think you need to do better in terms of moving forward?
Good question. I don't know really. I think you just try and go on a run, and then once you go on a run, then you feel you can beat anyone. Whether that be playing well or whether that be just getting them dogged results, them 1-0s, them coming from behind maybe, and that just builds confidence. And then if the team has to change, then you're coming into a winning team. You're not coming into a team that's just won 2, lost 1, drew 1. You're coming into a winning team, and whoever's coming in to replace a player, then he feels like he's coming into a winning environment.
Do you feel like you have turned the corner? Do you feel as though you're in control again, that the inconsistency is now stopped for United?
Well, yeah, I mean, we're unbeaten in, I don't know what it is, 8 or 9 games, so that's not bad form, especially as we're talking, a bit of an inconsistent season. So we can still play better, and we'll need to play better if we're going to win anything. So I think both individually, you look at yourselves and think how you can play better, and as a team as well. So, but I think that's the case for the majority of the teams in the league.
You've been involved in every single Premier League season. Has there ever been one at the top that's been more inconsistent than this one?
No, I don't think there has. I think you probably look at Arsenal, they're top of the league. They've had a really good start to the season. But yeah, I mean, ourselves, Chelsea, City have all been really inconsistent, and they've been the top 3 teams over the last 10 years. So, you got the likes of Southampton, great start to the season. West Brom coming to our place, beating us, probably should have won it at Chelsea. So you got some really good teams up there that maybe you wouldn't have expected to be up there.
You've been part of teams, 13 teams that have navigated Premier League title successes. Do you feel as though you're in control of steering this one over obviously difficult periods and getting towards that title?
I think it's that sort of crazy season where it could be, just keep calm. If you lose a game, okay, keep calm, and then try and go on a run. And that is what Championship winning teams, ourselves, Chelsea, City, that's when they win the leagues. The last 15 games when they show that consistency and they show that form. That's why, within United we weren't too worried that we got off to an inconsistent start, because we had time to make up for it, and hopefully we're doing that now.
Which team do you see as your biggest challenges?
I honestly don't know. I mean, there's been such obviously changes at our club. Obviously, Mourinho coming back to Chelsea, City changing managers, and I think that's shown a little bit with obviously the stability of Arsenal, a bit of Liverpool, that there wasn't any major changes there, and they've got off to a relatively good start. So I don't know. There's a lot of good teams up there, and good teams that probably haven't shown the form that they're capable of. And I think it's whatever the top teams show that form, like I say, going into the last 15 games.
So moving on to your coaching, how's that been different for you? Now player coach, how's that been different from being just a player?
Just longer hours, really. No, it is. I mean, I'm getting there obviously a bit earlier, and I'm involved in the meetings for training, what we're doing in training, and obviously looking towards the games coming up. Practically not much, because obviously I'm still training, but where I can take 5 or 6 of the wingers after training, do stuff with them, or maybe I'm not playing at the weekend, I'll take the players who ain't involved in the game, 7 or 8 of the players, and it's all new. It's like starting again.
So the team meeting comes Friday, you're picking your team, all the coaches are sat around. What do you say?
I'd play me in there. Not a lot. I mean, when it comes to obviously picking the team, I think it's a lot easier because it's Saturday, Wednesday.
Does he ask advice, the manager?
Yeah, and I think he asks advice of the whole coaching staff, but ultimately it's the manager's decision, and that's also a balancing act for the manager. Obviously I'm in the coaching room, and if I'm not playing or I am playing, that's something that we've obviously got to get used to, but it's not been a problem so far. Probably when it comes to the end of the season, when obviously you want to be involved in big games, Champions League, FA Cups, and important league games, then hopefully I'm involved, but at the moment it's not a problem.
Do you see yourself as a coach? Has it given you the bug?
I've enjoyed it. I've really enjoyed. I've always enjoyed, especially the last 5 or 10 years, enjoying young players coming through and trying to help them. Just like I got help, just like you got help off the likes of Brucey and Robbo, and players like that. So I've enjoyed that, and yeah, it's good to see things in a game and then try and replicate it in training, whether it be good or bad.
Your career will end one day. What do you think Ryan Giggs will be doing when his career ends? Will it be coaching? Do you want to be a manager? Are you going to go into restaurants and business?
Well, I've got all them options. I think obviously I've got other business with yourself, and we're doing our pro license as well, so I'm preparing myself for coaching and for management as well. And it's a great experience that I've got at the moment of still playing, but seeing the other side of how you prepare a team, and that coaching element which perhaps you wouldn't get as a player. So who knows?
Is there a young manager that you look at that you think, that's who I'd like to be like if I was a manager?
No, I think you're impressed by different sorts of managers. I think you've got the enthusiasm of the young managers, the Villas-Boas, the Pochettino at Southampton, and then you've got the experience of Wenger and Mourinho. It's a really good mix, and obviously at our club you've got a manager who's done so well over 10 years at Everton, and now has come to United. And obviously I played under the best as well for 20 odd years, so it'd be stupid not to take a bit out of Sir Alex's experience, and I think you just take a bit of everyone with, and also have your own identity.
You've been a winner all your career, and Sir Alex finished on a high. Does Ryan Giggs need to finish on a high?
I'd like to, yeah, definitely. Because you know what it's like when you've lost the league, or you've lost a Champions League final. That's it until next season. Well, if you're finishing and that's it forever, it's not going to be nice. But you're not going to be greedy. I've had such a successful career that no, it's not the be all and end all. It'd be nice, but I'll have to see.